The PowerKast Progression. Radio with power.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the PowerKast. I'm your host, Charles Reed. This is my co-host, Marky Marc. And today, on the debut episode, Radio with Power, we're going to be talking about the state of pro wrestling. So, we're going to talk about number 1, state of pro wrestling. Number 2, thoughts of current WWE. And number 3, greatest champion in WWE/AEW in the past 5 years. So, bear with us. This is our first podcast, so we're going to be a little not that great.
Yeah.
So, this is our debut episode. There's going to be mistakes. So, but it's live and uncensored. So, let's do it up. All right. So, number 1, state of pro wrestling. I mean, to me, like, the state of pro wrestling right now, I mean, you got Ring of Honor, which recently went under.
Yep, it was bought out by AEW.
Did Tony Khan buy it, I heard?
Tony Khan bought it.
So you had Ring of Honor. You still kind of have Impact, which is like, I mean, I do like Impact, but I feel like they're just kind of like, they're just there. I don't know. That's my opinion. And then you got, of course, WWE. You got AEW, which to me is on top, in my opinion. Yeah. And you got New Japan as well. I mean, there's a lot of pro wrestling companies out there, and a lot of people love it right now. I think the indie scene and the indie style is like really, really in right now. Like that style, that indie, even the goofy stuff. Like some people say super kicking kids in the crowd and all that stupid stuff. Like, it's kind of in, like, the goofy stuff, but the hard-hitting, rough, rugged, chop to the chest, super kick, the fast-paced stuff is really in right now, whether people like it or not. That's really, really in. So, but I think the state of pro wrestling, it might not be as big as, like, Attitude Era, you know, but I think it's more popular right now than it's been probably in like 10 years. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it is a little more popular right now. It's not like it was during the Attitude Era, but it's definitely making a comeback. And I've talked to a lot of people that have stopped watching wrestling. They stopped watching WWE. And they tune into AEW, and a lot of them say, oh my gosh, this makes me feel like I'm a fan again.
I agree.
So, and AEW is coming to Detroit. And you know what? Yeah, it's coming to Detroit. I think it's June 29th. And you know what? Most likely it's going to sell out.
That's a day after my daughter's birthday. That's cool.
Yep. And they are going to Little Caesars Arena. That's a big arena.
Are those tickets big right now? Are they expensive?
They're kind of mixed. They're mixed price, but I mean, it's still a pretty good deal. I think like the cheapest is $29, so you can still be at the very top. You know, for $30.
Well, I heard Little Caesars Arena is really steep. Is it very? Have you been there?
It is. It is steep.
So, if you're a really big guy, are you going to be uncomfortable? For the big wrestling, big folks out there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big guy. I get uncomfortable.
I mean, I haven't been really in the upper bowl, like way up there, because I've been kind of lucky. The Queens games I went to, I was a little closer. But I heard it's steep going up there. But it's a good view. I mean, they do it that way on purpose. So you got a good view pretty much wherever you sit. So.
All right.
So. But you know what? I think they're doing good. I enjoy it. Like, I know there's some people that don't like it, and that's okay. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't watch WWE anymore. I don't tune into Raw. I don't tune into SmackDown. I don't even tune into NXT anymore.
Neither do I.
And I used to be the biggest fan, but I couldn't do it anymore. Like, it's a waste of time for me. And I started watching AEW, and I fell in love with the product. You know, like it made me happy to be a fan again.
It made sense again to be a wrestling fan.
And you know what? Some people are gonna just laugh and say, "Oh my God, just a AEW mark." I don't care. I enjoy it. I'm gonna have a fun time going to the live events. It's gonna be great. And I don't have cable, but I watch it with my good buddy Jeff. Every Tuesday we hang out, and he records it. Man, and it's good stuff, man. And we look forward to it. We have a good time. So I would say the state of wrestling is doing pretty good. It's different. Times have changed. It's you know, it's not the Attitude Era anymore, but it's still a good era right now.
I agree. I mean, you got all these promotions out there, and you got all this talent. Even though I don't like WWE anymore, haven't in quite some time, it's still like the fact that we have so many fans all over the world coming together again and just enjoying pro wrestling is awesome to me.
Yeah.
Like the state of pro wrestling. Even if you like WWE, like I feel like there are some WWE fans that respect other fans. Like, oh, you like, Ring of Honor, you like TNA. I only watch WWE, but that's cool. There are positive fans, and we all come together, and that's really cool.
Yeah, which I agree. I mean, if I know there's some people that only watch WWE, that's fine. Like, I won't put you down for liking that.
Right.
Like, it's not my cup of tea anymore, and I like AEW. And, Impact Wrestling is actually, I don't watch it, but they're doing good things right now. They're using a lot of new stars, and they're developing new talent.
Yeah, Impact's not bad.
They're under the radar right now, so they're kind of doing the whole indie gimmick right now. And with Tony Khan buying ROH, I think that's a good sign, because ROH needed better owners.
So since he owns ROH now, does that mean you're going to see ROH guys in AEW, or how is this going to go?
Well, there already is some ROH guys. Jay Lethal.
Okay.
He's an ROH guy.
I just know him from TNA because I used to watch TNA when he did the Macho Man stuff.
Yeah. Christopher Daniels. He's a TNA. Actually, believe it or not, he's a TNA original and he's an ROH original, and he's an AEW original. Like, that guy's an OG. But he's, so we'll see what happens.
Well, here's the story with my pro wrestling. It's like I grew up in the Attitude Era, right? And then after that, I transitioned into Ruthless Aggression, WWE.
Yeah.
But then I also watched WCW as a kid, so I was a WCW fan first, and then it was like WWF, and then I knew kind of about ECW, but I didn't know what channel it was on, which sucks because ECW was awesome. And then later on, I watched more ECW. And then after WWE kind of went downhill in like 07, 08 to me, then I got more into TNA. And then it was like I kind of just got out of the loop because I was kind of focusing on my own wrestling career at the time. So then like I just I dabbled with it. I wouldn't watch it every week. So now it's kind of been that way since like 2012-ish. And then now it's like I'm just now getting back into wrestling because of, honestly, I'm going to be honest, because of AEW.
Yeah.
Like, it's the truth.
Yeah. With me, I never had cable growing up. I had, a poor mother who was just working 2 jobs to take care of me and my sister. So I never had the luxury to watch WCW. I knew about WCW. Once in a while, when I would go over to my uncle's house, I would watch it.
Did you know about SmackDown or just Raw?
I was a SmackDown guy because I had no cable, so that was my show growing up.
What about like WWF Metal? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
The recap shows.
Yeah,
the
Jax. I think there's like
Jacked.
I remember I would watch that.
I think Confidential, was that on Spike TV? I can't remember.
And then when I discovered TNA Wrestling, I fell in love with that company, and that was I've always liked WWE, growing up, but I was a big TNA guy. Like, I wore all the TNA t-shirts, bought all their DVDs. I just thought they were a great company.
TNA?
Yeah, I thought TNA was really good.
See, at first I didn't like TNA. I thought they were like just well, at the time, I didn't know much about indie stuff. I went to a few indie shows. But back then, it was like, man, if you weren't WWE to me or like big time, like if I don't know any of the wrestlers, I wasn't interested. So when I watched TNA, I knew who Jeff Hardy was, of course, you know, and stuff like that. But like all these other guys, I didn't know who Bobby Roode was. I didn't know Samoa Joe. I'm like, who is this guy? He looks overweight. I'm like, I don't know. Like it took me a minute to appreciate TNA because I didn't know anything about it. I just knew they had the six-sided ring, which was cool, but it was like, whoa, that's kind of weird. But then I got used to it, and then like WWE got so bad, like during like 07, 08, where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give TNA more a chance, and I started watching it. I started getting into guys like Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles. I'm like, you know, this is actually a decent alternative.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. And
I mean, that's my story with TNA. Overall, I think I was just a WCW kid, and then WWE. I kind of grew up with it all, so which is cool. But you said you didn't have cable, so it was more like WWF. And then did you go straight to TNA? You said after WWE/WWF.
Yeah, I mean, how it found out it's kind of a funny story, but like, you remember they used to have the scramble channels with cable used to have the scramble channels that wouldn't come in quite.
Oh yeah, the blurry channels.
The blurry channels.
Well, I used to do that. I thought I was the only loser to do that.
Yeah. Well, they had. I noticed there was some. They had a wrestling one, and I'm like, oh my god, this sounds so good. And it was during the time where TNA was just on pay-per-view. Like every week they would have like a new episode, and it would be like $10. And I remember it was so crazy.
TNA pay-per-view was $10.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
But it was a weekly thing because they didn't have their own channel yet. They didn't, you know what I mean? They weren't on Spike TV. They weren't on a network. So the way they made it was on pay-per-view.
I do remember seeing like Eddie Guerrero wrestle on some kind of weird channel. It said NWA when they were NWA/TNA.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like Eddie or somebody. I'm like, dude, he used to be like, what? I was so confused
because I think he got let go for
a second, I've seen him on there. I'm like, dude, he's in this. Like, what?
Yeah.
In WWE, they won't mention it. Like, I was so confused.
And there was one day where it actually came in clear, and I'm like, this is great. And I fell in love with TNA wrestling after that, and then I kept with them and bought all their DVDs and got their T-shirts. And
I do remember seeing the commercials advertised for the pay-per-views. I remember seeing Sting and Hogan, and I'm like, dude, this is like the new WCW. Like, oh my god, you know, because I think this was maybe like.
Well, Hogan came later, so
I don't know. No, I seen.
Oh no, that's right.
He wrestled for a minute.
I take that back.
Red and yellow.
I take that back. He was there for a second.
I remember seeing a
in
commercial.
The beginning.
Yeah, like 2002, 2003.
Yes, I forgot about that. Jeff Hardy hit him in the head with the guitar. It was in Japan. They were doing like because during that time Hulk Hogan was in Japan.
Okay, maybe that's why.
But then they did like a whole storyline with TNA wrestling, and yeah, he was in Japan, and Jeff Jarrett comes and hits the guitar.
See, growing up, I never liked Jarrett in WWF. I thought he was annoying.
Yeah.
And then like the corny like dance stuff.
He was great in TNA wrestling.
But then like later in WWF when he did the slap nuts thing with Deborah, that's when I kind of started liking him more. He was more serious. But then once I watched more in TNA, I started to like him more. I respect him now. Like I do like Jeff Jarrett now. Back in the day, maybe not, but TNA, I do. That's his best stuff to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's arguable. No, his WWF, No, I think I like his TNA stuff.
Yeah.
But, well, that was our current state talk of pro wrestling. Hope it was enough. If we're missing anything, like we said, this is our first PowerKast.
Yeah, this is our first time, so we're not used to doing this kind of talking. Like we do short videos.
So number 2 is going to be thoughts of current WWE. Oh, God. You want me to start?
Yeah, you can start.
You can hold my prop mic.
Yeah.
So, thoughts of current WWE. I mean, this might be a 20-minute video. I don't know. It's like I said, I grew out of it in like 2008, 2007. It was getting bad. Like every week, I was ordering the pay-per-view, and it was like John Cena, win, and like he was beating guys I thought he wasn't supposed to be beating. Like it was too much. I'm like, and I started to realize I'm like, this is their new Hulk Hogan. This John Cena guy he's gonna win everything. He's the superhero, and I didn't understand it at first. I'm like, what? Because I grew up with Chris Benoit champion, Brock Lesnar, like Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and then going from that to like, I just remember Cena as the rapper dude, you know, because that's what I grew up with when he was a rapper, this Eminem guy. I'm like, I just never looked at him like the next Hulk Hogan. I'm like, what? So when that happened, I didn't get it. I'm like, really? Like Cena? Like I always looked at him as the mid-card guy, the rapper. I'm like, talk about his nutsack, everybody's booing him. And they all said he was disrespectful in the back, you know, on documentaries. And then now he's champion, now he's this Hulk Hogan. I'm like, I didn't get it. And as a kid, I'm like, I was only like, I don't know, 15, 16. So I was one of those like wild WWE fans. So I'm like, screw this, screw WWE. No, I took it really hard because WWE was I watched every week. Like, it was my drug. I loved the WWE. And then, it wasn't just Cena, though. Like, I got tired of Umaga. I really got tired of Umaga. Shoved down my throat. Bobby Lashley. That was annoying. I never got big into Lashley. Like, it just got, the storylines got really stupid. And then the whole Chris Benoit thing, it just wasn't the same anymore. And then they went to the PG era. PG. I'm like, oh, God, PG era. So we go into the PG era here, and then I couldn't stomach it anymore, and then that's when I got into TNA. And then, like, now looking back at it now, the PG era in the beginning, gold compared to what WWE is right now. Like, I'll take the PG era any day. Like, they actually had a solid roster.
Yeah.
Like me, I was like 18, 19. It made sense for me not to like it. But looking back now, it actually wasn't that bad. It just, I didn't like it.
I mean, they can't even show blood on TV.
No.
Like,
no blood, nothing.
They don't even say it's blood. I forgot. They say it's like brown something?
I don't know. That's brown goo.
It's brown goo. I think they say it's goo. Look at the goo. Like,
I haven't watched it in so long. Like I couldn't even tell you. I know they used to black out the screen, black and white. But they've done that for a long time.
Because I know, like, not too long ago, it was here in Detroit, and I had to work, and I'm glad I had to work. But they had a Raw, live event Raw, and I think it was, like, Edge, and The Miz came out or something. He was doing some kind of celebration.
Of course, the shitty Miz.
He doing some kind of celebration. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But then, I like Edge. Edge is pretty cool. But, like...
I do like The Miz now, but in the beginning I didn't like him. I thought he was shitty.
But whole bunch of that, I can't say blood, came down from the ceiling, and they didn't even acknowledge that it's blood. They said it's brown ooze or something dumb like that. Like I think the color was brown. Like it's like if you're gonna tease the whole.
Just say blood. Blood is not a cuss word. Blood is a part of the human body.
Yeah.
Like. At that point, don't even be pro wrestling. Well, they're sports entertainment.
But here's my thing. If you don't want to go there with Edge, if you don't want to... Because his whole gimmick used to be a vampire. If you don't want to go that route, why tease it? Why
do it at all?
Why do it at all? If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. So that's the part I think is freaking stupid.
I think it's like a tease for Attitude Era fans. Like, no way! And then it's a ratings thing. And then once you realize, and then they probably changed the channel. It was just a ratings boost.
Because it's sweet. Him coming out to his music is sweet. And the Brood, and that's great. But it's like...
It's PG Brood.
You can't even... Like, don't drop all the blood and stuff if you can't even do it. Like, if you're going to call it brown ooze.
To me, you don't even got Christian. You ain't got Gangrel. So why even do it at all either? You ain't got the other members. It's not like DX where you can do 2 and that's okay. Like, you ain't got Gangrel, you ain't got Christian. Edge is great. Edge is the top star, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, without Gangrel and Christian, that ain't the Brood.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Current WWE, I think it's bad. It's freaking terrible. I can't stomach it. I thought it was bad in the PG era, the early years. Oh, it's the shit drizzles now.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like the story, like you said, the storyline, like no blood, no good storylines. It's always the women's division, the women's shoved down your throat, which I do like the women. They're good to look at, but I was never a big women's wrestling fan. Like I thought they're hot, but like they don't wrestle like the men do. They're not rugged and rough like the dudes. I don't know. It's just like they're trying to target the 5-year-old demographic and the females out there.
Yeah.
That's their new demographic. So it's like it's not for me. Like it might be okay for a 5-year-old, but for a 30-something-year-old man, why am I watching this garbage? It might have Edge. I love Edge. I love some of the talent. AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. I loved at one point. John Moxley when he was Dean Ambrose, he was good. Kevin, like I liked the talent. A lot of the talent. It's just the show, the look of it, the lights, the atmosphere. The Michael Cole, WWEshop.com. Watch WWE. Oh my God! Then he has to give you like a history lesson every move. Oh my God! You see that DDT by the 10-time world champion? Blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you don't have to give us a freaking history lesson for every little thing. It's like, let us learn on our own, Michael. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they can't ever call it pro wrestling. Don't you ever say that.
Oh, don't ever say pro wrestling.
Don't say that.
Sports entertainment, which in the old days I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved the entertainment. I did like Austin blowing shit up and DX with the ass chop. That was great. But that's some kind of different entertainment of this entertainment. So I don't like their new, oh my God, Hornswoggle and like, stupid stuff like that. And look at me, I'm the women's champion. It's like, this sucks. What is this? This ain't even WWE to me anymore.
To me, the biggest thing that ruined it for me was John Cena.
Oh, Cena.
Being shoved down our throats. Like,
you already know my opinion.
Like, and you know what? I stuck with him many, many years. And I would go to live events. I went to WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania 23 in Detroit.
Oh, so you seen him beat Shawn Michaels?
Yeah.
I was pissed.
I was pissed. I was heartbroken. I was pissed.
I was extremely pissed.
And you know what? I still tried to stick by him no matter what. But it got to the point where I just was done. Like, I didn't have cable. I got rid of cable. It's like, why do I need cable? I'm going to pay all that to watch Raw?
Well, once he beat Triple H, he made Triple H tap out. And even Shawn Michaels pissed me off. But I don't know. Something about him beating Triple H. It was unbelievable. It's not believable to me. And, like, all those promos Triple H did, like, I'm the only diamond in this, but you can't beat. Once he made Triple H tap out, it just made Triple H look weak. Like, extremely weak to me. And all that promos he did went down the shitter. So anytime Triple H did a promo in the future, like, I'm the king of king, it's like, dude, Cena made you tap out. Like, you look weak to me now. Yeah. But I get it. Cena is a big, strong guy. But I don't know. He doesn't come off as this. He's going to make Triple H tap out. Like, that was a joke.
Yeah, I'm just...
WrestleMania 22, I'm pretty sure it was 22 he made him tap. Like, that... Oh, I can't get over that.
Yeah, I would rather watch a company that's not afraid to say pro wrestling, that's not afraid to bleed, that's not afraid to swear.
We want blood.
Like... That's what I want.
And that is AEW.
That's what I got. AEW is a great promotion. Are they perfect? No. No promotion's perfect, but they're pretty close.
They're pretty damn close. If I had to rate AEW, probably at least an 8 out of 10 as a company.
They've done things that already impressed me. One thing I didn't like the women's championship. It was really small. It just didn't look right. What do you know?
That's the women's division for
But they got a new belt, and it's sweet. It's a standard size looking belt. They got a nice belt. Like, it's just small things. There's some other things too, but yeah, they have this huge mega roster with too much talent. But let's just see what they do. I mean, they have ROH now. Maybe they can spread some of this talent out. So,
All right.
but they have to have a mix. Let's have some young stars. Let's have some young stars, and let's have some other stars, and let's mix it like NXT used to be.
NXT 2.0.
But now,
Blows.
and I used to love NXT. That was the only reason I really watched WWE was because of NXT. When Triple H was running it, it was great. NXT was what the fans wanted.
Now it's down the shitter.
And now it's down the shitter, and I don't give a rat's ass about NXT.
I haven't watched much NXT, but I heard the new 2.0 is
Yeah.
even. Oh, jeez.
I'm not tuning into it. I don't own the network right now. I don't need it. I have so many WWE DVDs. I can just pull out and watch all my favorite stuff.
DVD for life, baby. And Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Well, that was some of our talk with current WWE. We're going to stop part 1 now. We're going to go into part 2. We're going to talk about greatest champ in WWE/AEW in the past 5 years. So we're going to go into part 2. We're going to stop the camera. Probably going to merge this. So thank you for watching the PowerKast. We're going to merge this into part 2. Radio with Power. Welcome back to part 2 of the PowerKast. Radio with Power. So, in our first part, we talked about the state of pro wrestling, thoughts of current WWE, greatest champ. No, this episode we're going to talk about the greatest champ WWE/AEW in the past 5 years. I don't know. What's your opinion? Who do you think, like WWE? Well, let's start with WWE. Honestly, like in the past 5 years, who would you say stands out to you as a champion? I know we don't watch it anymore. We don't, so we can't. But I do dabble with it on Facebook. I see people talking about it. I watch it here and there. I don't watch current WWE, so maybe my opinion doesn't matter. But who honestly with you that you've heard talk about stands out? Like, okay, he seems decent that you've seen on social media.
Well, if I had to really think about it, and like I said, I don't currently watch the product, so just bear with me. But I would say AJ Styles.
AJ Styles?
Yeah, like AJ Styles, the man. Like any promotion he's in, he's gonna give a good performance, and he's gonna be the man.
I agree. I really like AJ. Like ever since like I've watched TNA, man. Like especially like 2007 to like 2012ish, he was one of my top 8 TNA guys at the time. And once he went to WWE, I knew he's gonna be the Shawn Michaels, and he is to me the Shawn Michaels of this era. He is.
Yeah. And I gotta say something. TNA fucked up. They fucked up because they low blowed him because they had a chance to re-sign him, and they gave him a shitty offer. And
Big mistake.
He said, "Screw you." And then from there, I think he went on to Japan, and he did his thing out there, and eventually he showed up in WWE. And he just signed. I think he signed a new contract recently, and he's making good money. Like it's in the millions. Like he's up there. He's up there with Roman Reigns and the rest of them.
Yeah, like
Brock
even
Lesnar.
Vince McMahon admitted they said something. I seen an article that said, AJ, I regret not signing you 10 years ago or something like that. And I can see why. Like, that dude he's arguably better than Shawn Michaels. Like, he's phenomenal, as he likes to say, and I agree.
He is phenomenal.
But so you're going with AJ Styles.
Yeah, I'm going with AJ.
Alright. Me, WWE, I don't know. Greatest champion, like I said, I don't watch it. But I dabble with it. I see, because I was a fan for so long. How am I supposed to just not not look at anything. Like, I see it on social media. I watch clips. And, you know, some of the pay-per-views I used to watch, like, I used to actually watch on WWE Network. So I used to watch the pay-per-view. So I thought the pay-per-views were more worth my time. Like, you're not going to see the stupid storylines they do, and it's just straight-up matches. So I did dabble with the pay-per-views. Like, when Kevin Owens and the rise of Seth Rollins, like, I did watch the SummerSlams and, you know, sometimes Backlash, WrestleMania. So even though I didn't watch it weekly, I did dabble with pay-per-views. But, I don't know. As far as social media, what I've been seeing here and there, once in a blue moon, I'll watch a YouTube clip, see some matches, pay-per-view, you know, like I said. But, I don't know. You want to know my honest opinion? It's gotta be, and I know people are gonna be like, oh, dude, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's Brock Lesnar.
That's Brock Lesnar.
It's Brock Lesnar. You wanna know why? Because it's like, come on. That's all you see is Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar. Champion. Yeah, Goldberg, took it from him once or something. Yeah. I just see, I feel like I see Lesnar all the time. Lesnar. People are talking about it, blah, blah, blah. You might hate Brock Lesnar, you might love him, but he is a beast. He can plow through anybody. He's a scary motherfucker. He is. And I know he only does the suplex stuff now, but yeah, he doesn't show up all the time. But I think that gives it more hype, honestly. Like, I think it hypes it up more. Like, he's been gone for 3-4 months and then just randomly comes back and just fucking destroys somebody. Like, I think it's kind of exciting. Like, it gives it more hype.
See, me personally, I don't mind that he does that, but when he's champion and he's not showing up and he's not defending the belt, that's where I have a problem.
Okay.
With him. But like I said, like, if they booked him as this monster, okay, he's just gonna he's like Under the Giant. He's just gonna show up for big matches. I'm fine with that. But when you are the spotlight and you're the champion and you're never showing up for pay-per-views and there's talent that's worthy of it and hungry and who wants to win the belt, I'm just don't like that. So
I understand, like, it's looked at as lazy, it's looked at as you have no passion. Am I wrong? Like, it is looked at like you're a slacker.
Just, if you're the champion, be the champion. Show up. Get the work done.
Right, but when he does show up, he kicks ass. I think he does.
Yeah, he's definitely a beast. I won't deny that.
The problem is he has a contract with WWE. Vince knows, like, he already has it in his contract. Vince is the one that does all this stuff. It's not totally Lesnar. So at the same time, you kind of have to hate Vince too, because he's the one behind this monster, you know, booking him like this.
But the thing I find funny is here they pay all this money for him, and he's not helped the ratings. Like the ratings have, I don't know how they are right now. Maybe the ratings are doing better.
I don't follow ratings,
but all I know is when they have Brock Lesnar on, people are turning the channel.
I don't know about everybody, but they're probably a big chunk.
I mean, there's a lot of, I have been on different groups and stuff. There's a lot of people who are sick and tired of Brock Lesnar. Just like,
well, he has reinvented himself lately. He did.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got a new haircut.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not talking. Yeah, like I said, I know he's different right now, and maybe that's going good for him. But just from the time I watched it, like, I don't watch the current product.
This is what's annoying, though. Okay.
Introducing Brock Lesnar. Boo.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar has a new haircut. What? Just because he has a new haircut, he comes with a hat.
But
he's still Brock Lesnar.
Sometimes it happens when you allow the person to be themselves. Then they kind of new things happen. I mean, look at Roman Reigns. Everyone hated on Roman Reigns. And
I never hated on him much, but a lot of people did.
A lot of people. I kind of liked him, and I kind of didn't. Like,
yeah, he was kind of like,
kind
of okay.
Yeah, like,
but he's evolved.
But he's evolved, and he's kicking ass. So, like I said, everything I said is not going to be totally negative. There is some positives to WWE.
There's not many positives.
Yeah,
let's
there's
be
a
honest.
few, but like it's not enough for me to invest my time in it.
It's not enough, Vince. It's not enough. He doesn't care about us, though. I don't know, but I think I'm still going to stick with Brock as the one that stands out the most in the past 5 years that I've noticed that I'm like, I want to watch this match, and it was Brock Lesnar. When I watched the pay-per-views, I actually got hyped. He does some crazy fucking matches where, dude, he's destroyed people. We all know it's scripted, but he's literally looked like he's cracked somebody's neck in half.
See, now,
he's believable to me.
when Brock first came in, I was a big fan of Brock. I felt like he was great. Like, Here Comes the Pain, one of my favorite video games.
Here comes the pain.
Like, I used to enjoy him, you know, like he was doing a whole bunch of cool moves and stuff. And
Remember the Brock Lock?
yes.
Bring it back, Brock. I missed that
Yes.
move. Brock Lock.
Yeah, he was, like, he had some great matches with, you know, with Kurt Angle,
Cena.
The Rock.
That one I like Cena.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
But when he came back to this whole Suplex City, and he did it every 5 seconds, it just got annoying.
Suplex City.
I don't know, it's just, he didn't have the same drive anymore. But it sounds like it's coming back. It sounds like he's having fun again.
Yeah. At first, I liked Suplex City. I'm like, okay, cool. But then once I noticed, like, all his matches, that's all he does. I'm like, really? What happened to, like, the Brock Lock and, like, the moonsault stuff and, like...
And I know he's older. I know he was a lot younger.
Remember the triple powerbomb? Does he even do that anymore? Like, what happened to that? Spine Buster?
And remember, he even had him and Big Show even had good matches.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. Like,
You just don't care for him anymore.
yeah, just...
Not even the new Lesnar with the haircut?
I mean, he seems like he seems okay, but I don't watch it, so I couldn't really...
To me, it's like, ooh, he talks more and has a new haircut. Big deal. He's still Brock Lesnar.
Like, I can't really say if I like him or not, because I don't care. Like, I honestly don't care. Like, I'd rather watch AEW.
Right.
It's just the truth.
Well, I respect your opinion. I do love AJ. I think he's a great champion, but as far as greatest standing out wise, I'm going with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So, AJ, Brock. All right, let's talk about AEW now. AEW. All right, greatest champion in the past 5 years, AEW. I'm going to start with you. You watch more AEW. I do watch AEW, but I don't have the time like when I was a kid to watch it every week. So I only can judge a proportion of AEW as far as what I've seen, which I do love AEW, but I don't got the time like when I was a kid to watch it every single week because I got other stuff going. I have a life, you know.
Yeah.
We're not kids anymore. We don't always have time to watch it weekly, but I know you watch it. You have more time because you watch with your buddy Jeff.
Yeah.
So who would you say greatest champion in the past 5 years that stands out?
Well,
AEW.
This is the question that is a little hard because AEW hasn't been out for 5 years. So
Well,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
they've been on TV since what, 2018?
yeah,
That's almost 5 years.
So 3 years, but
okay, with AEW, 3 years.
Yeah.
3-4 years.
yeah, but they've had a couple good champions. The first champion was Chris Jericho, and then Moxley, great champion. Kenny Omega, great champion. And then, the Cowboy. Yep. Adam Page. Baby.
Adam Page.
Adam Page, great.
Adam Page, baby.
He's done really good, but, and I might get some hate for this, but I gotta say the best one is Kenny fucking Omega.
Kenny Omega.
And
All right.
I think he's a great wrestler. Like, I like him, and I know a lot of people hate him, and that's okay. But the guy's talented. The guy's good. He's good in the ring.
So you're going with Kenny Omega.
Yes.
All right. My opinion, honestly, I want to say Moxley. I want to say John Moxley because the sad part about this is I missed a lot of John Moxley's champion era. I missed a lot of it. and it's because I lost cable at the time. I had a breakup with one of my exes, and then I moved back to my family, and then they didn't have TNT, so I missed a lot of Moxley. Like, sadly, when I wanted to, the whole eye patch era, like I was missing a lot of stuff. And I'm sure he was a great champion, but I can't really have an opinion if I didn't see a lot of it. Did you?
You know what?
With him and Jericho and all that?
To be honest, Moxley was a good champion, but it did get a little, to me, towards the end, it got a little boring.
Alright.
So, like, he was good, but, like, it just, and then once him and Kingston got together as a tag team, and then they did the whole WoW thing, like,
Wow, bang.
to me, that kind of, like, brought a little more character to him, you know, like, it was cool.
At first, I didn't like Wild Thing. I'm like, that doesn't fit him.
Yeah.
What? I remember the Dan. What happened to that?
It's good.
But now I like Wild Thing. I
Yeah.
get it. He's trying to be like the new Austin, and to me, he's the closest thing to a Steve Austin of this era.
And Chris Jericho's run was good too. It was not bad as well, but
it was okay.
it was okay. But he was a little heavier, you know. So
Yeah.
like he's lost a little bit of weight. So
Hey, we're fat too here.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. The guy's 50. Give him a break. Give him a break. He's got better
Yeah.
shape though.
no, all I mean is like, you know, he wasn't as fast as he was. You know,
Right.
like
He was still doing the moonsault
Yeah.
though and like crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Like holy.
yeah. But I really like him. Like I thought he was a good champion too. But like Kenny Omega just total workhorse, and he's out right now because he's got injuries. But he put on some classic matches. Him and Moxley had a great match together. And
Still though, I can't. Like I said, I can't say Moxley. I probably because Moxley's probably my favorite in AEW. He's one of my favorites. And but I can't go with Moxley. I gotta go with from what I've seen.
And I'll tell you right now, Adam Page is looking pretty good too as a champion. The reason why I haven't mentioned him yet because he hasn't had a long title reign yet. Like it's still only been a couple months, you know. So it's like, but he's had some very good matches.
I always knew he was gonna be a champion because once I seen him, like, dude, that guy's got the look of a champ. Like he could be the next. I'm not gonna say Shawn Michaels, but he's got that. Just his gear and the way he moves himself.
I don't know. It's almost a tie. Like it's kind of hard question right now because I like both of them.
Oh, so you're going with the tie?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it could be very close. But I want to see a little more out of Adam Page.
Yeah,
But-
we haven't seen enough yet.
But Kenny Omega, he's a good heel. He does his job. Like he gets people to hate him, and I like him.
I feel like Adam Page could like hit a little harder. You ever notice that? Like when he, what's his finisher? Do you know the name? When he does the flip over the rope with the clothesline.
Yeah.
I don't know it by heart.
Damn, I forgot what that's
And
called.
yeah, I don't act like I know everything because I don't. But I feel like he could do more impact with that clothesline.
Yeah.
I love the move, but I feel like the clothesline could be a little bit rougher.
I just love like Kenny Omega's Angel Wings. I just think that's such a cool finisher. He gets them up, and so
I'm just talking about his hitting. Like I feel like he could hit a little bit harder. Like I don't know. It feels like he used a little bit more impact. But I do love Adam Page. He's a great. I love his look. I love his song. I like the way he moves in the ring. Great ability, great agility. But I haven't seen much. So I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
That's my pick. I'm going. Are you still going with Kenny Omega?
Kenny, fucking Omega, baby.
Are you still going with Kenny Omega?
Yeah, I'm gonna still go with him. But I'm just saying, Adam Page is doing really good, and I want to see just a little more out of him. But he's right up there. So
I think I've seen more Kenny Omega stuff. Like I've seen that the death match with him and Mox. Ooh, yeah, people make fun of it, which the sparkler thing was stupid.
Yeah, which was that wasn't
it
planned.
was stupid, but
it didn't mean for
It was a
happen.
mistake.
It was a mistake.
Mistakes happen. WWE does mistakes.
And they're learning. They're a new company, and they're learning. So let's give them a break.
The thing is, people make fun of that, but they don't talk about the match. Did you see the death match?
It was good,
Like, it was decent. It wasn't the best, but it was a solid, okay, decent death for a mainstream level. When's the last time you've seen a death match on mainstream TV, a pay-per-view? Mainstream. I've never seen one.
Yeah.
I've seen Hell in a Cell, stuff like that, but hardcore match and stuff, but not death match. Like, that. Can you imagine a kid ordering that pay-per-view and seeing a death match for the first time? Like, dude, barbed wire, the blood, the there was explosions. They didn't mess up those. Like, I thought it was pretty damn decent. Like,
and I gotta mention one thing. The one thing I find really cool is you got CM Punk. And you can tell that guy is happy. Like, this is a CM Punk we've never seen before.
No, I really like Punk now.
Yeah.
Like, I used to hate on Punk, call him a crybaby. But you know what? He's reimbursed himself. I like this new babyface CM Punk. I like it. Even a couple weeks ago, his bloody massacre on Dynamite was nuts. I'm like, this is what I want.
Him and MJF had some great wars together. MJF is one of the best heels in the business.
I love MJF is good.
He's good. And MJF even said, he said, when my contract's up, he said companies are going to be fighting for me. He knows what his worth is. So he's turning out to be one of the best heels in the business.
I agree.
Yeah. And to me, it's just fun to see CM Punk. You can just tell he goes out there and he's different. Like, he's not cold and bitter, and he's happy.
It makes sense for him to be a babyface right now. It makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't want him to be a heel right now. Maybe later on, as his career goes. It's not going to be much longer, but I heard he's only got so long left.
Yeah, but
his body's probably all fucked up.
But so I'm glad to see him in the ring again. In AEW, where he's got more freedom and he can do what he wants to do, and he can go out there and tell a story.
Overall, I think I'm going with, I guess, Kenny Omega. Maybe he isn't the greatest champion out of the whole AEW lifespan, but he's the most I've seen, the most I've, like, I love how he looked, like, the 80s. He's got that 80s, like, I love the 80s, too. I like the colors and, like, the way he's got the Triple H 2006 beard, like, I don't know. He's a little corny. He does the Cookie Monster basketball. He's a little corny, but you know what? He proves it in the ring that he's a badass.
But you have to understand, like,
he proves it.
That's his stable with the Young Bucks. That was That's their heel gimmick. Like, they're also just they're trying to piss people off. That's the whole point.
It didn't piss me off. I just thought it was corny, but
they just try to get people to be like, man, you guys are idiots. They're arrogant, like they're
okay. So that's the point.
Yeah, this arrogant because the Young Bucks.
Maybe I didn't understand it.
The Young Bucks, they wear the Nikes, they wear the basketball. You know, it's whole part of the we're better than you.
Well,
like,
personally, to me, I don't think Kenny Omega needs the Young Bucks. He's good on his own.
Yeah, well, he was just part of the elite, stable.
Well, I think him and his manager, that's all it should be. I don't think Young Bucks, he could just be a champion on his own. But that's just my opinion, but whatever.
We'll see. I mean, he's injured right now. He might maybe he'll come back and he'll do his own thing. Maybe he'll be a face. We don't know. So we'll see what unfolds with Kenny Omega.
I like Omega, though. Some people make fun of him, like, oh, he blows, overrated. How? He's busted his ass in that ring. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, that dude is... He might be a little corny, and he might do he wrestle with a 10-year-old or some stupid crap like that.
Yeah, and he wrestled with a blow-up doll.
Yeah, but
I think you have to understand...
That's his humor.
Yeah, but you have to understand that was in Japan. Like, their culture is different. Like, that was just... And my thing is, why does everyone have to be so serious? Like, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to have fun in wrestling, too. That's why I like AEW, because AEW has the serious stuff, but they also have the funny stuff. I like a mixture of both.
I agree.
I don't understand why it's so wrong to laugh. I don't get it.
They did corny crap in WWE. That was laughable.
I enjoyed it.
Come on, Hornswoggle,
Yeah.
Austin doing the guitar. Remember that stupid crap? Katie Vick. Yeah, that wasn't funny. That was more disturbing. But WWE has done corny crap forever.
Mark Henry. I thought the sexual chocolate, that was funny. Right to Censor.
The Dudley Boys. Oh, the Dudley Boys. They're the greatest. Oh, do you remember Bubba Ray? What about that guy doing that? Oh, but they're respected, but Kenny Omega. Bubba Ray used to stutter. Come on.
Yeah. All my point is, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to have fun in wrestling. Like, I like a mixture of it. I don't want it to be all damn serious every second.
Yeah.
That's why AEW is great. It's got, you get to laugh a little bit and you get to enjoy a kick-ass match. Like, don't get any better than that.
All right, so you're going with Kenny Omega, right?
Yep.
I'm going with Kenny Omega. Well, this is going to wrap up the PowerKast for tonight's episode. Wrestling talk. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was our first PowerKast.
Bear with us. We're learning.
Radio with power.
We're learning. So on our next episode, we're probably going to be talking about cheapskate strategies. We're going to be talking about relationships, dating disasters. Who knows? We're going to talk about a bunch of subjects on the PowerKast. So not just wrestling, everything, you know. So, all right. You have been watching Video Game XD. This has been the PowerKast. I'm Charles Reed.
This is your boy, Marky Marc.
We will see you on the next episode.
Peace.